My name's Billy. In 2024, I set out to do something that I have always wanted to do. Oh, oh, not yet. No, something else. Storm chasing. Ever since I was a kid, I've always had a fascination with storms, especially tornadoes. Well, this year I decided to actually go chase them. Throughout the year, I came across several tornadoes. However, most of them were wrapped in rain, and none of them were really photogenic. I set out on two separate trips covering 10 states and over 6,000 miles. I knew I had to go after the storms with lower humidity, or else I would just run into storms that would produce more rain wrapped tornadoes. Like this one. You wouldn't be able to see it unless you were right beside the tornado due to rain. You may get lucky and the rain slows down, allowing you to see what's left of the funnel, like this one. Keeping all of that in mind, that's what led me to northwest Oklahoma chasing this particular storm. This storm, it was fairly isolated, far removed from most of the other storms in the area, and it was already tornado warned. One thing that I was keeping in mind here, as you can see, there are some slight rolling hills in the area that can block your view as you're looking across the horizon. While driving, I also start to realize that there are spots in the sky that are starting to spin. So that's part of why I pull over here.
Please fasten driver's seatbelt.
I also stopped to take a look at the radar picture. My current position is just southeast of Mutual between Highway 3 and Highway 60. There are so many little pockets of circulation that are right above me, and that's when I get out of the car and I aim the camera right up and see this, so I know that I'm in a spot where there is circulation. I know I'm in the right spot. The storm is moving northeast, so what I'm doing right now is trying to figure out what is the best route to take. I'm not a huge fan of driving on dirt roads. I know they can get muddy real quick, and this area just got a lot of rain. So I take a second, look at my map, also look at the radar, see what's going on. That's when I notice that this white car is pulling up beside of me. And while it passes, I watch its tires to see if the tires are spinning at all. Also, it comes to my attention that if I just stay behind him and if I see him spin, then I can just keep behind him. So I decide to pull out. But that's when I notice this white SUV decides to come up. He's a little more of a hurry. So I'm like, all right, we might actually be onto something. Um, at this particular point, I think that the storm, at least based off the radar picture at that time, it looks like it's to my northeast. I'm not really thinking about it being northwest of me, so I keep driving on, and the entire time I'm still looking to my right periodically because I think that at this point, I think that the circulation is to my right. I'm also still keeping a 360 view around me because of all those little bitty circulations that were going around. I'm still mindful that anything could pop down at any moment. But at this particular moment, if you notice on the bottom left, the lowering of that cloud, there is something that's starting. At this point, I don't really see it yet, but when we pop the hill, that's when you'll see it happen. It was at this point that I also noticed that the warning was switched from radar indicated to spotter confirmed. I also called my wife to let her know that I found one. She also acts as my spotter, so if anything pops up on radar, she's my second set of eyes.
I got it. Tornado right in front of me. Tornado right in front of me. I gotta figure out where I'm at. I gotta figure out if I'm safe. Holy crap. Let me... Oh my goodness. Yes, well, most of the funnel's still up in here. It's just a really small line, but there's a debris cloud on the ground. Alright, let me gauge where it's at. Alright, let me call you right back.
One of the things that I learned on this trip was that I can't rely solely on the dash camera. The dash camera does have issues with objects that are further away with capturing detail and coloring. So here in a second, I do switch to my cell phone and record a bit.
Are you still going? There it went. Oh. Maybe not. We're gonna hang tight right here, see what happens.
That is my one regret, is that I did not bring a better camera. The dash cam and the cell phone just did not do this tornado justice. It was beautiful, out in the middle of nowhere. I won't make that same mistake again. And now comes the excitement. I've been holding it in.
Yay!
The rest of the chase was spent catching up with the other storms, and this would go well into the night. The show was far from over.
Hey, I actually think I might be looking at a new wall cloud forming. Wow, somebody is literally riding a scooter, electric scooter down the road. I seen this little bitty light, and he just zoomed by. Do you think?
Thank you all for watching. This video was a lot of fun to make. Brought back a lot of memories. If you did enjoy it, please like the video, and I'll try to make these as often as I can. Have a good one.